And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. Rivalry week is behind us. I want to welcome in my podcast co-host, my friend, my buddy, my pal, Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. What's going on, everybody?
We got a lot that we can get into this evening. We can talk about the ball game yesterday. We could talk about all these head coaches that are losing their minds and running all over the place. Rumor has it that maybe Stoops is out at Kentucky. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on that we can get into this evening. But first off, big thing that I want to thank everyone for is our cover photo this evening was a bit of the crowd that showed up for the live show at Callaway's on Friday night. We appreciate you guys. I had technical issues. I rewired things wrong, and we started late, but we still had a good show. It was a good time, wasn't it, Jackpot?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun out there. A lot of cool people came down. Some people came from some distance to come to the event, so I do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so we'll get into that. As far as the game yesterday, I know you put out a video. I watched a good piece of it today, Jackpot, and a lot of what you said made a lot of sense. The big thing that I took away from it, though, was the fact that James Franklin was a guy that you wanted to fill the roster there for South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a solid move if that could have happened, but it didn't. Shane Beamer's press conference yesterday, he talked about, filling the holes and the transfer portal and using the guys that he's got. Did you by chance get to listen to any of what Sellers said yesterday after the game?
No, I didn't listen to his. I listened to Shane's, and that was about all I could stomach.
I got about a 60-second clip here of him and goodness gracious. What's the guy that got the interception in the end zone yesterday for South Carolina? His name completely
Kilgore.
What's that?
Kilgore,
yeah. So this is him and Kilgore yesterday. 60 seconds of this is all we're going to play, but it's basically they were asked if they were leaving South Carolina. Here you go.
Lenoris, now that the season's over, do you feel like you've regressed in 2025 compared to the year you had before?
No, I wouldn't say regress. I think, as years goes on, defenses get paid too. So, but let me do what they did. Let me do what I did to them the previous year. So, they had a game plan for it. It's got to be better.
Lenoris, are you staying at South Carolina next year?
Straight to it. Yeah, that's straight. When the decisions come to make a decision, when the time comes to make a decision, I make a decision, whatever's best for me.
What will go into that decision-making process? Like what are the next steps for you in kind of figuring everything out?
Yeah, I got a couple of exams next week, so folks owe them right now. You have December to make a decision, January. Just whatever's best.
And Jalen, same question. Will you be here next year?
It just depends on how everything play out. Talking to coaches, talking around, just see where everything is, see where it's best for me and my family.
That did not sound like two dudes that were saying, hey, I'm going to be coming back to South Carolina.
No, not really.
if
it does, it doesn't. They should be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Should really always be having a contingency plan. That's part of living in the transfer portal era. These coaches got to not stay one step ahead. They need to be about 5 steps ahead.
Right. I thought it was interesting that Sellers talked about, well, the defenses get paid money, which was what the fuck are you talking about? But that was interesting too. But the body language from those two, it just didn't seem like it was like, we're as focused as Shane Beamer needs us to be, and we're hell bent on coming back here and trying to make up for this 4-8 disaster.
Well, the 4-8 is garbage, so you can't get a lot worse than that. So good luck to you if you want to leave. I mean, they could do worse.
Well, you did say something about Sellers regressed, and I completely agree with you on that. I have to take back what I said. I thought that he was going to be a guy that was a first-round pick. I don't see that happening now unless something happens to him and he's able to take off. But I don't know, man. It's safe to say that it is a mess in Columbia. And here's the crazy part. Go back and watch Jackpot's video, and he even, I think the term he used was, even if we won this game, the season was still a disaster, basically. But you could have given them something to go off on if they would have gotten the win over Clemson. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what you said, right, Jackpot?
Right. And of course, I wanted to win the game, especially for the fans that, you got a large portion of the fan base. That's all they care about. I mean, they love to beat the Taters, and if you could win that game, your season's saved, no matter how bad the rest of it goes.
Peckerheads with a super chat. Shout out to Paul for hooking him up on Saturday. Yeah, it was good to see those two guys at the show, and then I think Peckerhead went to the game. So there's that. The one other thing, though, the thing that bothered me to an extent was there were Gamecock fans that were online talking about, the refs fucked us. They sound like Tennessee fans, and that shouldn't have been the way you were going at things.
No, they weren't great, but once again, I don't.
Right. Well,
I don't think that had an effect on the outcome there.
Right. Well, the other thing too was that Clemson had more penalties than South Carolina, so I don't know how the refs can fuck you when they're called more penalties on Clemson than you. But Justin says, "Come on, Rob, you saw it. I saw Clemson in your backfield all fucking day. That's what I saw. That had more to do with you losing than a ref missing a call here or there." And Clemson had
they lived in the backfield in the fourth quarter.
That's true too,
for sure. That was I thought South Carolina's offensive line held up pretty well yesterday until you got to the fourth quarter, and then they just did what they do.
Daniel says, "When did Tennessee fans say anything about you're sensitive, sir?" I was talking about South Carolina fans. Now, Tennessee, you guys can't say shit about the refs. You lost by 3 touchdowns to Vanderbilt. Y'all need to move on to
They lost by 3 touchdowns to Vandy, and then they got Diego Pavia's brother arrested.
I didn't catch that. What happened with that?
They had him arrested for public drunk. In the fourth quarter, they had him.
They'll arrest you. What a bunch of pussies. Oh my God.
Allegedly, he was waving a flag, and then we had fans, I guess, that complained, and then somehow they ended up that turned into public drunk.
I'll show you public drunk. What a mess.
They made the joke if they had arrested his mom, I would have probably went up there with some bail money.
If they would have arrested his mom and you could have paid the bail, we would have put a GoFundMe together for that, and we would have gotten her bailed out.
Brother just gonna have to sit there.
His brother can sit there. That's for damn sure.
Could you imagine being in Vols jail? That would be awful.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. Joey says, as long as Beamer is still at the university, we will continue going down, and this will be even worse. Things have got to change now. Yep. Well, you've signed yourself up for another shit season. And here's the best part. We will know there's going to be people that are going to talk about whoever he hires as the offensive coordinator. And, this guy's going to come in. And I'm going to tell you, regardless of who it is, it'll be 15 times better than Shula, whoever it is, okay? We could take a monkey and train him to go out there, and he'll do better than Shula did. All right? So you're going to have a better offensive coordinator. We know that. But there are going to be people that are going to be after him for all that. But Jackpot, what if he just promotes Mike Fury and then lets Sean Elliott coach the offensive line and the only new coach you get is a tight ends coach? What do you think?
I mean, if that happens, I don't see that happening. I don't think he's that stupid. Well, maybe he is, but I mean, he's going to lose a ton of fan support if he does that.
Chip with the super chat, he says he appreciates the live stream entertainment this year. There, thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
What if it were a monkey trained by Shula? That's a valid question, Biscuit.
What if we got AI Shula?
Fucking Jackpot. No, I'm telling you, it's terrible.
Timu Shula. I saw some stuff out on Twitter today from I don't know if the source was reputable about John David Baker again. So
hopefully someone.
The reports are that's the guy. I've also heard that he's in talks with or possibly considering the Old Dominion OC, which wouldn't be a bad move either. They're probably going to win I think they're playing for the conference championship or maybe I don't know. They rolled up over 400 something yards of offense this year. Old Dominion did. They run a pretty good system. I've watched them some.
They run a good system and they have an identity with what they're going to do. Same thing with John David Baker from East Carolina. For those of you who don't know, he was a co-offensive coordinator at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin before he went and took the job at East Carolina. That would be an absolutely great hire for South Carolina simply because he knows the region as far as recruiting goes. He has a system that he runs, and you'll at least have some sort of identity on offense instead of let's just get sacked fucking 8 times a game and, let's just be bumblefucks. You'll have an actual system. So if they got him, that would be outstanding. So there you go with that. Some of the other games from over the weekend, Jackpot, I mean, were you shocked by Vanderbilt? Because I was. I'm going to be honest. I thought Tennessee was going to knock them off.
Yeah, I did too. They got blown out. I mean, I was not I didn't think that was going to happen like that.
Louisville hammered Kentucky. I didn't see that either.
Didn't see that one coming. Very, very disappointing, and did so with a fourth string running back. The Kentucky Sports Radio guy, I listened to a YouTube video that he did today, or a little bit of it. It was a fourth string walk-on freshman running back who at this time last year was playing for some high school in Ashland, Kentucky. And he rushed for like 62 yards in a playoff game and rushed for over 100 yards yesterday against Kentucky. So put that into perspective. That's pretty rough.
What's up, man? How are you? Good evening.
Doing good, guys. Hey guys, how was y'all Thanksgiving?
It's good. Thanks.
Mine was as good as you could get it, I guess.
Yeah, mine was good. Hey, Kelly, me and my friends was we were at Tech game and we saw the whole thing. I mean, South Carolina, I don't know, man. Settles, he looked good at first half, but second half they completely fall apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. No guts. Didn't come out with a good game plan in the second half for sure.
No, they didn't. And you never see a wide receiver hit the ball, then you see a defense player intercept it. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you saw that too?
I did, man. Let's just be honest. It was two teams that just were not what they were supposed to be this season. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, I agree, guys. And hey, Kelly, I watched Shabir's press conference today. He said we get ready to go 26. Are you kidding? Why would you say that? I mean, should you just talk about what happened today instead of you worry about next season?
Yeah. He's a mess.
Yeah.
Justin, we appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for stopping in.
You make it take care of us. Go get us. Hey, Carolina Jap. We got hope he gets the white office because if he does get this white this time, he's gone. That's the last straw.
That's true.
Yep. Peace out,
All right.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin. Let's go to Parrot. Parrot, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Yeah,
Man?
I want to talk about both Clemson and South Carolina. Shane Beamer should have been fired the day after he lost the game, or the day of he lost the game. There should have been no question about money or anything.
Which game are you talking about? Are you
The
talking
Clemson game.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Losing to Clemson should get you fired, is what you're saying?
He should have been fired regardless. I mean, he should have been fired whether he win or lose. Doesn't matter. But he should have been fired regardless. And there should be Dabo. I mean, it's no picking either. I mean, he's regressing too. Dabo's regressing.
It's a fair statement. They went from the playoff last year to a 7-win team this year. So
they've been regressing longer than that. I mean,
I'm not going to entertain that. Are they national championship caliber? No, they just went to the playoffs last year. Did they regress from last year? Yes. But are they on this horrendous trend down? No, I'm not.
At least he did at least win his last 4 ball games, 5 ball games, something like that.
And I don't care who they play in whatever shit bowl they're going to, they'll win that game too. So I'm calling that now here on November 30th. So write that in your book there too.
The only thing I'll say is he going to use the transfer portal more, because he only got 3 transfers out of the transfer portal. They were pretty good.
I don't know if he's going to do that or not. I know that if he doesn't, then his tenure at Clemson isn't going to be this long drawn out thing. I think he's got a 2-year window. And what I mean by that is I don't think he's on the hot seat now, but if he goes into next season and he doesn't have, like as of right now, Clemson has nothing at quarterback. They talk about this kid that ran off in the Furman game or whatever. They have nothing at quarterback. If he doesn't hit the transfer portal for a quarterback, Clemson's going to have like a 7-win season at best next year.
Not to mention running back.
Huh?
Not to mention running back.
Running back. And by the way, CJ Spiller's probably going to get fired. He's not going to get fired. He'll get like, hey, you're going to be, I don't know, ambassador to football relations or some nonsense.
An analyst.
Job. He'll get a job in that, but they're not recruiting running backs at the level that they were. And the perfect example is Adam Randall changing from receiver. The fact that they even had to look at somebody to come in at running back and change from wide receiver to running back says a lot.
Isn't that what the transfer portal for? Isn't that what the transfer portal's for?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. You can go to the transfer portal, but the point is that if you look back at the Clemson running backs that they had, whether it was Gallman or it was ETN or insert or Maffa or the guy that Jackpot hates that plays for the Eagles now. I can't remember his name.
Will Shipley.
Will Shitley, as Jackpot called him.
Will Shitley.
They don't. And that has a lot to do with the fact of Spiller. And his head needs to be on the chopping block for that. Also, they're paying Nick Eason $1.2 million to coach the defensive line. And I'm sorry, Coach Bates that went with Venables to Oklahoma, he did a hell of a lot better job for a hell of a lot less money and did better on the recruiting trail. So, yeah, there's going to be changes made at Clemson. But see, that's the thing. At Clemson, they will make changes. And, generally, Sweeney's gotten a lot of that stuff right. Whether it's hiring Venables or hiring whoever, he's gotten a lot of that stuff right. Whereas with Dumbledore down at South Carolina, he's hired a bunch of shitpos.
Yeah, but there's still the problem is, will Dabo use the transfer portal and use NIL money?
I dear God, that's why we call you Parrot. I said he needs to use it. He's got a 2-year window. If he doesn't do it with a quarterback, especially a quarterback, they're going to go 7-5 next year at best.
Will Help was
one
of the best players on the field yesterday.
Yep, help from Purdue. Now that shows that who they've got to get the transfer portal guys, at least they hit on one of them. So we'll give them that.
I think in my opinion, I think he's going to do the same thing he did this year. Get maybe like 3 or 4 people out of the portal and not go heavy like
Wait a
10.
minute. How define? I mean, how many guys is it considered heavy in the portal? Is
About
it
5 or
7,
6.
8?
About about 6 or 7.
If he gets 4, then that's a little bit less than heavy, right?
I mean, he would need a lot of people because
According to what you just said, 6 or 7 is heavy. So if he gets 4, that's less than heavy, right?
yeah, but he needs more because he doesn't have a lot to work with what he's got. He doesn't have a lot to work with.
The top 20 recruiting class last year, but they're, whatever. They don't have anything to
Yeah,
work with.
the top recruiting class last year, but look what it was. Looks like hot garbage.
Cool. Guess what? Who is Makaima?
Look who's back.
You think you're going to the playoffs? I don't think so. Good luck with that. And if you go, it'll be a shit show. So your coach is still a dickhead, and so is the rest of your fan base.
And as for Vanderbilt,
Mhm.
and the Texas argument, Vanderbilt should be over Texas in the playoffs. If anybody gets in, it should be Vanderbilt, not Texas. They're 9-3. Vanderbilt's 10-2. It works out. That's how it should be.
I think I can agree with you on that because Vanderbilt's losses are to Alabama and who?
Alabama and Texas.
Mm.
And Texas has lost to Georgia 35-10 and has a terrible loss to Florida. And they lost to Ohio State at Ohio State.
Yeah, the loss to Texas looks a little bit better now that Texas beat Texas A&M.
Yeah, but they're still 9-3.
What do we think about Ole Miss with the whole Lane Kiffin situation, with the taking a bunch of coaches to LSU situation? Do you think could they possibly potentially get dropped out of the playoffs?
Well, I mentioned that to some folks today somewhere online, and it's like, you know what? They kept Florida State out because their quarterback left, and they said the team was different. You don't think that team's different without Lane Kiffin there? I think it is.
Well, especially, if he's taking a bunch of assistants too.
Yeah. All right, Sporty, we're going to get to you in a second. Let's welcome Octavian to the group.
What's going on, guys?
Octavian, your program is still shit. You can only talk about softball here.
No, sir. John Summerall is going to be the savior of Florida football. I am excited. I am excited. Where's Peg and Megan at? Because he's been talking a lot of shit, and he's been on these Florida podcasts. And I think Peg and Megan is a closet Gator fan. I think he is.
I can tell you a lot of things about a lot of folks, but and there's a lot of things that I don't know about Peg and Megan, but I can assure you of one thing: he is not a fan of that shit program that
there he goes.
So we've gone from Sunbelt Billy to Sunbelt Summerall. Great.
He didn't coach in the Sunbelt, sir. He's AAC.
Octavian, hold on a second. Peg and Megan, I spoke for you there. You're not a fan of those Gators. Am I correct on that?
You talking about the boys from G5 Gainesville?
Yeah. You don't like that shit, do you?
Yeah. He be on the Hot Top Sports, man, every time, man. I see you in there talking that shit.
I did get something from someone today that you guys flipped a 3-star offensive lineman. Congratulations.
We did. We flipped a 3-star offensive lineman, and guess what? Peg and Megan. We're gonna beat the shit out of Georgia Bulldogs because we have the Knicks, Dan Lanning on our side, buddy. For the next 4 or 5 years, we'll be kicking that ass. Jackpot, I'm sorry for the annual beatdown that we about to give y'all, but we're gonna kick y'all ass too. I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, good evening, Beetlejuice. With your track record, those words are more daunting than ever. I mean, you hardly ever miss. We all know that.
I can tell you this much: we're going to be on top, baby. We're going to be on top of the college football world. Mark word words: 2025, 2026. Gators will be in the playoffs, and you book it.
Here's the thing: we have marked your words for the last 4 or 5 years, Octavian. And you haven't even been close, not one time. What do you have to say for yourself?
Beat the dog shit out of you.
Brilliant.
We're gonna beat the dog shit out of you.
Dog, not the dog shit. The dog shits.
The dog shits out of you. And before you Tennessee fans, fuck you Tennessee fans. Suck a dick. Fuck. That way I got y'all ass rolled by fucking Vanderbilt. That way y'all team is ass. Fuck Tennessee. And fuck Josh Heupel.
Octavian, they just went into your house and beat the shit out
I
of you
lost
there.
my sound. But Peggy and Megan, I just want to say this. I can hear myself, but I can't hear y'all for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
But anyway,
can hear
Peggy
you.
and Megan, you a Gator fan. John Summerall is taking us to the Natty. Fuck South Carolina. Fuck Georgia. And fuck Tennessee. And go Gators. Fuck you, Peggy and Megan.
So we could all hear him, but he couldn't hear us.
Well, that's
sometimes God is a cruel God. Don't you agree?
Yeah, that
should have been the other way around.
How it should have been.
I don't care who you are. This has to be the.
I got nothing. Peg and Megan dropped himself there. Sorry about that. I did not drop Peg and Megan. Sporty, welcome to the program. Sporty, thank you for coming to the show the other night. Good to see you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I wish I could have stayed longer.
Did you have a bedtime?
What's up, guys?
Was it
no,
like?
I just had to go. I had to go to a tailgate. It was a lock-in, night-long tailgate all the way leading up to the game.
Oh, good for you, sir. All right, what do you got for the show, sir?
I just wanted to do a little survey here, but what percentage of the South Carolina fans do you think want Shane Beamer gone?
It has. I mean, logically, I'll let Jackpot speak for the Gamecock fan base, but if under my logic, with what he's done, it should be in the 90% range.
It's probably about 70.
Yeah, well, it should be 90.
I think it's about 35. I want him gone. I want him gone bad, but like the students love him. The boost. I want him gone, but
I don't know. I mean, if you're hiring a guy
I still see a lot of support for him online. He's a good recruiter. Give him time. Give him an opportunity to fix his mess next year. Blah 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 blah. blah.
My favorite is let Shane cook. Let Shane cook. We had somebody on the post game show. We got to let Shane cook. What's he going to cook? Another 4 and 8.
Last year he was cooking hamburger helper. This year it might be a government cheese sandwich, a government grilled cheese.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, Shane Beamer wouldn't. I mean, two things. If his dad wasn't the head coach, a Hall of Fame head coach, and if he didn't pee next to Kirby Smart and get a job at Georgia, he wouldn't be a head coach right now.
He's not a tenth of the man his dad was. I mean, it's really not even close.
It's so funny how some of these idiots become coaches just because they peed next to somebody and met somebody, and then they end up coaching. They don't know what they're doing.
Then he compared his dad's team.
To his dad. Yes, he did.
Talked about our one-score losses and compared the 1992 Virginia Tech team that lost a bunch of games by a few points and ended up winning 2 games, and then the next year they won 9 and then won a bunch of bowls. Okay, whoop-de-doo. That was over 30 years ago. I mean, the college football from back then to now is totally unrecognizable.
That is a ridiculous comment. Shane is not the best South Carolina coach. You're in over your head if you think that. What a ridiculous comment.
I think that South Carolina has the money and the foundation where they can go and get a good coach. I think that they got to stop looking at it from the perspective of how much it's going to cost them up front, which is why I think they went with Beamer in the first place, because they had to pay all that money to get rid of Will Muschamp. And remember, at one point, Shane Beamer was making less than the women's basketball coach there. And that sends a message that football is not important to your school. And that's just the way
that is true. He was making less than what's her name?
Concerned. I'm just saying that the revenue part of football is when something like this happens and you go and get a guy that, I mean, let's just be honest, was underqualified for the job. It makes you look like dickheads. So, and that's what South
Spank
Carolina.
Mapleton says Shane is about the best South Carolina can do. I dare
That
you.
is a hot take. That is a ridiculous comment.
That's just retarded. Yeah, the guy
Why would
2
you say
coaches
that?
ago that we had was a Hall of Famer. Okay.
2 national championship winning coaches back to back coached here. Don't tell me that we can't do better than Shane freaking Beamer.
Well, you may have to go and get somebody that has, like, Pat Fitzgerald would be a great hire. He's going to
exactly. I agree,
coach, but he would have been a great hire for South
Yeah,
Carolina.
nobody's talking about that. He won his lawsuit against Northwestern, so he won his lawsuit. His hands are clean.
He had some controversy at Northwestern.
He's going to get the Michigan State job. There's online about that. So, but I mean, guys like that would have loved to come to South Carolina. I think that South Carolina is a better football job than Michigan State is. Anybody want
Chris Jones in the comment section. Chris says nobody wants to go to that dump in Columbia. Sir, you live in Union, South Carolina, and you calling Columbia a dump? That's rich.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, what else?
I done insulted somebody from Beaufort the other night and made them cry.
I might as well just go ahead and say this, but Rob, congrats to Clemson and y'all beat us again in Columbia.
Cheers, sir. Cheers.
There's just no excuse. And Jackpot said it best. There's some Carolina fans that only care about beating Clemson. And I think this loss to Clemson is going to start to get those fans on the fire Beamer trains. That's what I got to say.
Well, if it were just on the hinge of beating Clemson, he's what, 2-3 against Clemson?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
which is ridiculous. That's not me. I'm just speaking about our fans in general.
I'm just saying that's better than a lot of coaches have done against Clemson. So, I mean, give him credit for what he's done. So, all right, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Sporty.
Enjoyed it.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. We're gonna go next to Austin. What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Of course.
First time on this thing. I usually catch it like the next morning because I get up early for work, but I took tomorrow off so I could be on here. Mm-hmm. Wednesday's show, I heard, what's this guy's name? Peg and Megan or some shit like that?
Friend of the
what
show.
A moron. So I heard him say, yeah, while I agree that Georgia Tech's not that good, I heard him say, he said, Georgia Tech beat Clemson when they were ranked, but they're not ranked. And then he said, then they lost to Pitt when they weren't ranked. Now they're ranked. Who have they played? Okay, so first things first. I'm not a Georgia Tech fan by no means, Clemson fan. But how can you say, who did you beat when this team wasn't ranked, but now they are? And in the same sense, say they beat this team when they were ranked, but now they're not ranked. It's either they were ranked when you beat them or they're ranked now after they beat you. Like, it's one or the other. You can't have it both ways. And
well, a lot of SEC simpletons will do that. They were ranked when they played, and blah blah blah. And it comes back down to this: where were they in the final poll? That's how I determine how many ranked teams you actually played against and won.
No, I agree. I just had to call out the stupidity because I agree with you. These SEC fans, they are comical to me. By the way, the ACC have more bowl eligible teams this year than the SEC, I think, or maybe just the Big Ten.
That's a stretch. Hey, you won 6 games, but I don't think that's a big deal.
Well, no, I agree, but
Peg and Megan did respond to you. Let's read his response here. Georgia Tech has beaten absolutely no one. Period. And you misunderstood what I said. You ignorant hick.
Okay, so at first it was they hadn't beat a ranked team because the Pitt wasn't ranked when they lost to them. Then when Clemson they beat Clemson, Clemson was ranked, but now they're not, so it still means nothing. It is what it is. He's the moron. Who does he pull for?
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Okay, hey, good football team. Yeah, I
can't really say much because he's a Georgia fan and they beat the fuck out of everyone. So,
except Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech seems to play them tight. Luckily, they don't play any more
but
ACC
hold on now,
teams during the year.
Georgia Tech. I mean, if we're being honest here with the whole Georgia Tech thing, like it's not that series isn't close. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, so
no, it's not close.
Georgia has a 31 game lead in that series. I'm looking at it right now, and they've won 8 straight. And they may play them close, but in the end, they end up winning. So
I agree. It's kind of like the Clemson Carolina series. Like it's not close.
It is. They have a 31 game lead. Clemson has a 30 game lead on South Carolina. It's the same thing. But here's the thing though. You can't really talk shit to Georgia fans right now because we're a 7-5 disaster.
I'm not talking shit about. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I haven't talked shit about Georgia at all. I think Georgia's probably
very good, sir.
Just I think Georgia's probably
silly.
By the eye test, my personal eye test, I would say Georgia's probably the second or third best team in the country right now. I mean,
very good, sir.
I know Friday. I think they played Friday was a close game, but let's just be honest. They're way better than Georgia Tech. Like I believe that. Like I think the Texas game, Kirby Smart's probably the best coach in the game right now, and when it comes to big time football, like against Texas, they win by 25. Like, it's not that big of a thing. I really wish. What's the Carolina fan's name that comes on here sometimes and wears the goofy hat with the beamer in the back?
He's in the audience here.
Yeah, he's the idiot too. I really think y'all should keep him off the show. He says a lot of dumb shit on this thing, and like I said, I only get to watch like the next mornings because comes
that's
on so
part
late,
of his charm, though. Part of his charm is the silly stuff that he says.
But he means it. Like he really believes what he says.
I don't think so.
He's kind of like Biden to me. Like he says dumb shit and really believes it. And although it makes no sense, he believes it. Hey, and props to Lane Kiffin for getting a real job. I hope he goes over there and does well. Except for September 5th. I hope that's a beatdown for him. But Jackpot, I was watching your live yesterday. After the game, I watched it during the game. I always keep you on during the game and then watch the game on the TV. During the game, it was all kicks and giggles for me. After the game, though, I'm praying for you. I hope everything gets better for you.
Thank you.
Here's the cheers with my natty light. I know you're a Miller Lite guy, but I got a cheers for you, and I hope things get better for you.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be at the show again next year. I missed it. Me and my father-in-law have been a couple times. We haven't been since actually it was Rob and Comrade, but Kale, we'll be there next year. He's coming back down for Thanksgiving next year, so we'll be there again next year. Y'all keep up the good work, guys.
All right, Austin.
I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Yeah. Austin,
I missed it. Someone had made the comment. Someone had the comment pinned up there. I pinned it, but it went away. That this is not the year to fire Beamer. Who would South Carolina get? Look, here's the thing. There's people out there, and I saw online today that Penn State now might be targeting BYU's coach, Kalani Sitake. That guy wasn't on anybody's radar. I mean, you make phone calls. I mean, you try to get somebody,
make some calls. All right. We got some Tennessee folks that want to come in, Jackpot. But let's go to the South Carolina fan first. Jerome, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
What's up?
Well, another one that I have to say, Rob, we apologize. We are not shit. We are nothing. That's how it goes. With Carolina football, I guess that's just kind of like something we got to get used to. We're not gonna really do anything, and we're not gonna fire anybody that needs to be fired. We're just gonna keep dealing with this shit. So props to you, Rob and Dabo. You know, I'm not his hugest fan, but I have to give him props.
They went in there and they
Have to give him
won.
props.
What I'm most proud about, though, was that I said at the live show the other night that Clemson was going to win 27-10, and everybody looked at me like I was fucking stupid. 28-14, I was close. Just saying. I'm more proud of that than anything else. So, there's that. Yeah, Jerome, you're kind of fading down and out on me there, buddy. I'm sorry, man. We have to move on. Let's see here. We got Billy. Welcome to the program. Billy, what's up, buddy?
Oh, am I on?
Is this thing on?
You talk about the 28-14. That ball game was 20-14. There was a little over 3 minutes left. They had 95 yards to go, and it was almost the same situation as last year. But what's the difference? Last year, they dropped nuts and took care of business because they had some leadership out there and they believed in themselves. This year, they're just pissed down the back of their leg.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm just, I was just happy that my score came to was close.
I don't know. I don't understand how you throw a pick six on 3.
Well, it was tipped, Jackpot. That was how it was tipped.
That's true, but he was trying to fit the ball into a tight window where it didn't need to be. I don't know. It was just a horrendous game plan.
All right. Well, Billy, what do you have for the show, sir?
Well, in regards to that pick, if you look at it, he held the ball too long until the safety come over and he threw into double coverage. He was open until he held on to the ball too long. But anyway, come on here to congrats to Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia for a game well played. TRD wanted to know what I was going to say. Shit. It won't be the first time we lost the game. Won't be the last. Congrats to Vanderbilt. Somebody asked in here a few minutes ago, and it's very well possible. Who does Duke play in the ACC championship?
Virginia Cavaliers.
It is very well possible he wanted to know how they could not get in because they're conference champion. That's not the rule. The rule is the highest ranked 5 conference champions.
Exactly.
Being a conference champion does not automatically get you in. And it's very well possible ACC might not get in, depending on how they're ranked and stuff. So,
yep. The best chance for the ACC to have a team is
Virginia
to win.
Yeah, I don't know Miami still, but I don't know if y'all seen Ole Miss has come out and declared that Pete Golding is their permanent head coach, not interim now. He's the permanent head coach. He's a permanent head coach. I'm glad the Lane Kiffin thing is over. There's going to probably be a lot of stuff we don't know. Lou had a good video on that today. A lot of it has to do with the calendar. Does LSU want him on campus now recruiting? Does Ole Miss not want him on campus messing with the players? Yada, yada, yada. So we don't know the bad blood. Lane's handling it pretty good. He tried to smooth things over.
Well, I'm in the camp of if you think that, I mean, there isn't like a $90 million contract. So I think
plus
his contract
plus $25 million NIL deal.
So, but with that though, what was his contract at Ole Miss, like $55 million?
I don't know.
Something like that. The gist of it is that if you're going to get $35 million more dollars to go somewhere and work, congratulations to you.
Not after you see what happened to Ed Orgeron and Chip Kelly. No, I just stay right at Ole Miss, go 8-4 every year and be happy. How many millions do you need?
What I read, he's got like a $90 million guarantee from LSU.
Yeah, but still.
If you listen to him today in his interview at the airport, the Lord told him to go there.
Man, it looks like it was some outpost in Afghanistan, didn't it? The barbed wire and everything.
Yeah, it did look bad, but I get like, and it's weird to me when I see like a coach says, "Well, the Lord told me to go there." Like, what? I'm sitting there thinking like you had a conversation with God, and He's like, "You know what? You should go down to LSU." Where if you go 9-3 next year, they want to feed you to the fucking alligators.
I fell out of my chair when he said that. I really did. I about dropped my laptop. I even told my wife, "Do you know why he said he's going to LSU?" And we're of Christian faith. And I said, "Oh my God, you got."
I think everybody's about glad that he finally took the job.
I'm so
sick of hearing about him.
When he was here and left, I didn't care. I didn't like him then. He left Knoxville to go to Los Angeles. That's not a big deal. He went home. Think about it: Los Angeles, Knoxville, Tennessee, Southern Cal. Come on, he went home here.
I'd pick Tennessee. Fuck them libtards up there.
Well, that's a different subject, but that's his home out there. And
where?
Well, he played at Fresno State, so plus he was a coach at Southern Cal for years. And on the other hand, too, I'm not a Lane Kiffin fan, but they say, "Oh, what's he done? He ain't done nothing." You better count his natty rings on his hand as an OC. You might want to count those as an OC. I think there's about 4 or 5 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So he's a good recruiter. He was like the recruiter out at Southern Cal and stuff. So I don't know. I'm glad he's where he's wanting to be, but let him be 9-3 for the next 3 years and see what happens. He'll be gone.
Well, that's true, but if I'm getting $90 million,
you don't care.
I mean, holy shit! With all that,
this is ruined football. Yeah. Just like Saban said, this will be the death of college football. And here it is. We got players throwing interceptions, going to the line, laughing because they got $3 million in their pocket. We got players coming and going. They don't care. Anybody that says
we got players who won't play the fourth quarter because they said my back hurt, coach.
Yeah, we had one of those at Tennessee, didn't we, Daniel? And Heupel got rid of him. Boo Carter didn't play for a month, and somehow he got hurt. He put and got on the injured, and he didn't show up at the game. The next day, Heupel dismissed him. You're gone. So it's crazy. It's ruined football. It's ruined college football.
I honestly don't blame Lane for leaving for LSU because let's be honest, he's not recruited at anywhere close to an elite level at Ole Miss. He's not recruiting elite players to Ole Miss. He's getting them out of the portal. He's not recruiting elite players.
At LSU, he'll be able to do both.
Yeah, just out of the state.
They'll be able to get some. They'll be able to pull in some really good high school talent.
Hold on. Hey, Jarrett, you're repeating what Lou said. No, he didn't. You need to go read the article, buddy, and quit repeating what other YouTubers tell you and coming on here espousing that crap. He didn't show up to the game, and Heupel killed him.
What did he say?
Oh, Jarrett. Boo Carter said F Josh Heupel and quit the team. No, he didn't. He's repeating somebody else, other YouTuber. I know exactly where he got that from, and he was wrong too.
That's why I call him Parrot, because he repeats.
That's all he does. You better go read before you start repeating what other YouTubers tell you, buddy.
Boo Carter will end up at Colorado playing for Dion.
In the Clemson players when they made the pick six. I mean, he went right into the student section. What do you think the students are going to do?
No, I mean, that's just like at Tennessee, them getting Pavio's brother arrested. I mean, that's it.
I mean, that's the shit that's going to happen. You go right into the middle of the student section at
stuff happens everywhere.
Well, here's the Pavia situation. There's a video of why he got arrested. A video right from the field. Him, his mom, and his other brother were sitting on the rails instead of the seats. Why are you sitting on the rails? Why are you doing that? So they told him to get down. You have to sit in your seat. And he proceeded to say, that's not the SEC rules. We do what we want. Okay.
Well, look, if he was a loudmouth and got arrested, that's fine. But when
that's
you guys,
that's
what he
Daniel.
That's what he said.
The narrative. That's not the narrative they want. They want that he was picked on for no reason. He was innocent, just a bystander, and they ran him in because my dad was an usher up at Naylor Stadium for 20 years. Everybody gets arrested up there if you get drunk, and if you don't do what the police tell you, you're gone. So
there was a video a couple of years ago. Remember that Gamecock fan, the older guy
with his pants down. That was hilarious.
I can
My
understand
dad did.
why there
My
may have been
dad's-
some hurt feelings when that
That security at Newland Stadium
drunk
is second
nuts
to
all over
none.
you guys.
He did.
Even
He
when you
did.
ask, my dad was in the student section for about 10 years, and even when he was okay. Just calm down. Just calm down. Even when you want to calm down, they want to fight and everything, and then you got to get the police involved. It was in the student section every home game. The kids wouldn't shut up and sit down. Just keep your liquor underneath your seat and shut up.
If you act like an asshole and a cop tells you to do something and you don't do it, then you're taking your own self into, whatever
now
happens.
we're talking about a whole nother bag of worms, because for the last 30 years, I have never understood, for the sake of my life, why somebody would want to get out and challenge a cop that's got a loaded 9mm and try, spit on a cop up here in East Tennessee and watch what happens in the mountains.
But if you're doing something in a stadium and you're sitting on a rail and you're not supposed to sit on a rail, and a police officer or usher or somebody says, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that, it's against the rules. And then you look at him and be like, look, my fucking brother just drug his nuts all over this fucking stadium. I can do whatever I want. That's not going to work. It's not going to work.
But
speaking of that, fuck Tim Banks. Get that stupid fuck out of Knoxville. You piece of fucking garbage bitch. I hope you fucking trip and break your goddamn neck, you piece of fucking trash.
I tell you somebody else that needs to go, and I don't know why he's on the field. I started watching him against the Georgia game, and I told my wife, I said, they're going to pick on him the whole game. That's
Edric Farouk.
Tyler Redmond. This kid, I could play defensive back better than this. He gave Georgia about 3 or 4 PIs.
Billy.
Yes, sir.
Billy, he got a pick in like 4 pass breakups Saturday. Calm down.
But he also cost the Georgia game.
He's a true freshman. Well, who else are they going to put up there? Boo Carter?
Well, they need to find somebody, because this who cost us the Georgia game? He did. I think he had 3 PIs, and Gunnar Stockton picked him apart. I call it.
Yeah. Well, he's a true freshman playing his first big game. I can't really hate on a kid for that.
Well, if you're put out on a top 20 team and you're out there, you should be able to hold the water. So I don't care what grade you're in.
I
put him out there.
I think he's improved all year. I actually thought he played great Saturday.
Yeah, but
I thought you was going to say Farouk, because he was terrible, and so was our other safety.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of safeties, guess who's the safeties coach at Tennessee?
Who is that?
Tim fucking Banks, piece of shit.
Yeah. He's
defensive coordinator and safeties coach. We suck on defense, and our worst defensive group is safeties. Get this fucker out of here. I'm so tired of it. God damn it pisses me off thinking about it, to be honest. He let that stupid midget Mexican fuck run all over us and didn't spy him one fucking time.
We're not racist up here in Tennessee.
Well, he's a Mexican. Sorry.
His views do not supported by the Carolina Jackpot channel.
Yeah, sorry. He's a stupid little midget fuck.
Didn't you call him worse than that, Jackpot?
When we lost, I may have, but I didn't win.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that's.
Yeah, I think Tim Banks is probably going to go. But what kills me, I go to Hardee's in the morning. There's a bunch of old guys up here. They were wanting to fire Heupel. I said, y'all a bunch of idiots. Bunch of idiots wanting to fire Heupel. The man that got us out of the doldrums. The man that I see the other day, he had the second top scoring offense in the nation, not just the SC, and top total offense in the nation, number 3, and you want to fire this man. Yeah, he needs to get a new secondary, but you don't fire a person that's got that kind of offense year in, year out.
What he has to do is fire assistants that suck. So what he better do is fire Tim Banks, or by next year, people will want him gone. That's just how it works.
Oh, back to Lane Kiffin. You know what's funny right now? If I was a head coach at a major school and had some 4 and 5 stars, they better have been on the phone today talking to them and sweetening the pot for them. saying sweet things because Lane's calling him tomorrow. I can guarantee you he's going to rape some commitments at various schools. You watch what happens.
He's gonna get some guys.
Well, we flipped a guy from that wide receiver. I forget. I don't think what his name is.
Kristen Keys.
Watch him go back to LSU.
Well, I hope not, but he's got an Adidas deal.
I mean, I don't know what.
Better than that.
You know, I don't know how much help he needs there, but they didn't have a terrible roster at LSU to begin with. They're just, you know, it seemed disorganized and just wasn't playing winning football. They had some good players there. Hell, they have a freshman 5-star running back on that team. Yeah. They just didn't run the damn football.
Well, the portal, somebody was putting out the day on another South Carolina channel. It opens in a couple of weeks. No, it don't. Next week, it opens on the 2nd of January for 15 days. The 2nd of January.
Going on right now, though. Let's just be honest, Billy.
Oh, there's phone calls being made, and like I said, if I was a head coach at a D1 school, I would be calling my 4 and 5. I'd have been on the phone all day today. Listen, I just need to confirm your commitment with us, and do I need to send you some candy and flowers, or what is it you need?
By the way, anyway, anything else on that? I got one more thing I got to say about the South Carolina Clemson game, but I want to give you guys a second to wrap up your Tennessee stuff here.
Well, I'll wrap it up by saying this, and I'll get off here. Fuck Tim Banks. Fuck Tim Banks. And fuck Tim Banks.
He's got to go.
But as usual, go Vols.
All right, Daniel. Thank you.
I think we confirmed Tim Banks sucks.
Heupel should stop calling offensive plays. At Jarrett says that. What the hell? Are you
God.
One of the best offenses in the conference. Stop it.
He calls his own plays.
Their offense didn't lose the ball game yesterday.
No, it didn't.
Offense did not lose in the ball game. So,
you know what I didn't see, and I'll get off of it. Sure. I didn't see anybody spying on Pavia. I mean, if he was going to do one thing, but the young man is for real. I give him credit, and right now, I don't see anybody beating him out of the Heisman. I think he had his Heisman moment yesterday, really.
So 18 of 28, 268 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He did rush for, oh shit, I didn't know this. He rushed for 65.
There you go.
He had a hell of a day.
Those are Heisman numbers. That's not a non-con he beat. They almost was a non-con.
Well, 2 interceptions isn't.
2 interceptions isn't, but
I don't know.
He's responsible for 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and 500 yards, basically. 400 something
In
yards.
terms of if they were giving him the award to who means the most to their team, I mean, he would win the thing hands down, and there wouldn't be any competition. But
exactly.
Yeah, well, and by the way, the Tennessee offense, they it's not like they played like shit yesterday. What's the team stats on the day? Tennessee had 382 yards, 299 through the air. They kind of kept you in check on the ground, but offense was not the problem yesterday. So
no, it was. How many yards passing did Aguilar have?
288.
Okay, so he broke his record again. So now he's got what, 200 passing yards.
299. He had 299. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, whatever. We lost. Congrats to Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
they should be in.
Well, we'll see. But appreciate you coming on, Billy.
I'm gone. Thank y'all. Good night. Jackpot, glad to see you're doing better. I tried to call you yesterday, but you must have still been passed out or something. I don't
know. I was around.
Okay, brother. Y'all be good.
One other thing that I want to put out there for the South Carolina game, if they had Rocket Sanders, which I know that he went on to the NFL, if they had Rocket Sanders yesterday, I think they would have won that game. The step down in the running back department from Rocket Sanders to what you guys had this year was a huge step, in my opinion. And it made where the games had to be decided more by Steller's legs and arm. If you would have had Rocket Sanders there and a more steady presence from that guy, losing him really hurt South Carolina this season.
Well, it continued to be a running back by committee approach that I mean, they can never just stick with one kid who gets a hot hand and decides that he's going to be that guy. And they gave the ball to Howell once yesterday,
which makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. They were able to run the ball. Sellers ran the ball a little bit yesterday, ran it for 2 plays, and he got some decent yardage, and then they just went away from it. And, it's just pass, and their receivers aren't good enough to avoid getting the ball picked off.
There was one other note that was kind of buried that I don't think a lot of people talked about, Jackpot. But the Nick Harbor yesterday, they asked him about the transition from track, and he actually said, there may be another thing with track. He's going to check on that, basically. So he's not completely bought in either when you really step back and look at it. Which I thought was kind of interesting. He says the door's not closed on track, I think is the term that he used.
And that's it. I don't understand it with these guys, with these attitudes, around the team when the program is losing. Well, the reason it's losing, you're part of the problem. I mean, Step up and take some accountability for it.
Big Barney Ross says Kentucky just parted ways with Stoops. I've heard that was coming. Someone messaged me about that earlier.
What happened?
Stoops is out at Kentucky.
They fired him? Jeez.
Well, hey, I mean,
he can get fired, but Shane can't. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, that means that every
what
team.
What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on?
Every team that finished with one loss in the SEC changed coaches except for Mississippi State. Kentucky,
which is understandable,
right? Kentucky had 2 SEC wins this season, but still finished 5-7. And Stoops said yesterday there was no chance he was, gonna walk away. But apparently they're going to show him the door anyway, according to Big Barney Ross there.
Well, I thought, and I thought they were going to target John Summerall because, so I didn't figure they would have let him go now that they can't get Summerall. But looks like, the human baked potato is done. Human baked potato exploded.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But
I don't know who they go after.
Who are they going after? That was the other thing too. Is like, you had 4 SEC teams decide, hey, we're going to change coaches this year, and so a quarter of the conference. What makes you think that your program is better than those other 4? That you're going to be able to get a good head coach? I don't know about all that.
Going after Oregon's offensive coordinator, Big Mark. What's his name?
I can't remember. But I'm with you, Jack.
I can't remember his name.
Right.
But yeah, that would be.
I'm with you though, Jackpot. The time to get rid of Shane Beamer is now. I mean, you're just. I don't understand what this guy's got to do to lose his job. He's had losing seasons 2 of the past 3 years. You gave him 5 years, and 40% of the time you've had losing seasons. What the fuck is going on in Columbia? I don't know. I
mean, it's just let's see how awful it can get before we,
I mean, it looks like.
Will Stein is his name.
Oh, okay. It just looks like that. I mean, it's like, I don't know if he's got pictures of the AD with a goat or something. Something's going on, because if it's just on results alone.
Fortunately, the athletic department is scared they won't get anybody good against all this competition. Make phone calls. Make some phone calls and start and be creative. They need a sitting head coach. That's been in another program that has had success. They don't need a rookie. It's not a beginner's job.
How about call the guy that was at Oklahoma State that had them great for so damn long? At least call him shit. I mean, up until this year, they were good. They were a good program. I mean, why not at least call shit?
Well, he wouldn't be any worse than Beamer. I think he kind of his record and stuff the last year or so he was there was just so bad that he might have,
Billy with a good comment here. He guarantees you if Beamer was fired, Donati would get calls and resumes. There are people that would want that job. There are lots of people that would want that job. So this whole nonsense that nobody would want that job is silly to me. All right, well, Jackpot, we have wrapped up the regular season. By the way, the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, we have one more week of picks. That will be championship week picks. That will be next week. We will be doing the bowl challenge. Working on that now. I'll have the form up tomorrow because they've already placed the lines, Jackpot. You want to go over those really quick before we get out of here?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see here. So for next week's games, Billy's yes, I am in first place, but I'm worried that if I talk shit that I'm gonna lose on championship week.
You got some. Are we gonna put these Friday games in here so that
No, because we normally just in the past years I went back and looked, and we always just do the Saturday games. So I kept it the same as that we would normally do it. Let me see here.
Only going to give us about 5 of them then.
Yep. And that's just, I went back and looked at it and I kept it the same that we've done it the past 2 seasons or 3 seasons. So that takes out like 5 games on Friday, but the games on Saturday are BYU at Texas Tech and Texas Tech. These two have already played each other this season once, I believe. But Texas Tech is a 13.5-point favorite. Western Michigan and Miami of Ohio in the MAC. Western Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite there. Georgia's opened up as a 2.5-point favorite over Alabama. Now, remember, Alabama beat them this season, but expecting a close game there in Atlanta. Ohio State is a 6.5-point favorite over Indiana, Jackpot. That's, man, the Big Ten people are running their mouths online to look at our conference championship. We got the number 1 and number 2 team. Shut up. No one cares. And then finally, Duke and Virginia. Virginia's a 2.5-point favorite. Virginia has beat Duke by like 17 earlier this season. So there's that.
Yeah, that's going to be how many people you think are going to be in Bank of America Stadium for that one?
There, all those seats up there are the Carolina Panthers blue. We'll see a lot of that blue for that game next week.
I mean, Virginia, this is only the second time they've been in the ACC championship game. They've had a good season. They should bring a good crowd,
I was there the other time they were there when they played Clemson. I think it was in 20. Man, I can't remember what year it was, but whenever they played Clemson there, and they actually had a pretty good crowd. It was about, I would say it was like maybe a 65-35 split with Clemson taking the majority of the tickets, but there were a lot of Virginia fans there.
Look, here we go with the more of the Tennessee stuff. This guy posts up a picture of John Heupel there online, and he says, if you think this guy is ever getting us to an SEC championship game, I have some oceanfront property in Kodak to sell you. That's in Tennessee. These people really don't – I don't think they realize how bad it could actually be,
Well, I think that they think that – I think there's a
they
section
really
that thinks that the money's there and that, that they're this big-time national brand and they should be where Ole Miss is right now. That's kind of they should be in the playoff, and they were in the playoff last year.
They were in it last year. Dude, You lost the SEC's best running back from last year. You've had a bunch of injuries on defense. You replaced your starting quarterback because he just decided to walk out on you right after spring practice. I mean, your quarterback had like 2 months to get ready for the season. But I mean, given all that, I think their season didn't go that bad. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't think the idea that you're going to fire a coach that took you to the playoffs last year.
You were a missed field goal away from beating Georgia. You were competitive with Bama for the most part, and who else did they lose to besides Vandy? It was Oklahoma. I don't know. I mean,
so I don't know. I think Heupel shouldn't have to be worrying about that. Now his defensive coordinator, I will give it to them. They should probably figure out something there because their defense has been suspect for a while, but I don't know. We'll see on that front. But lots of it's kind of the moving season here too, Jackpot, here in the next couple of weeks because we got to figure out who's going to go where. Bowl season's coming up on us too. I still believe that if you're not in the college football playoff, the bowl season doesn't matter. You should run out your freshmen and sophomores and everything else and see what you got for next season. It should be early spring practice. Because if you're not playing for the championship, I mean, what are you playing for? It's kind of silly, but we'll see on that. What else you got over there, Jackpot? I know you're grinning at something.
Nothing. I was just looking at something online. I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you later on.